Hi, my name is Grace Shalom Hopkins, and welcome to another episode of Spin Weekly. Today we are talking about my shifty sweater spin that is inspired by succulents. So stay tuned. Alright, so today we are talking, like I said, about my spin for the shifty sweater, which is a mosaic knit sweater by Andrea Mallory, who is totally the queen of my knitting soul at the moment. Basically everything I want to do that's like large scale is from her. So I've left links to the pattern down below in case you live under a rock and you don't know what the shifty sweater is. She designed it to go with the Spin Cycle yarn, which is a really cool company out of the Quetzal Peninsula? Puget Sound? Somewhere in Washington. I used to live in the Quetzal Peninsula, and I knew they were sort of local, but I don't know exactly where they were. Somewhere in the Washington water region, there was some fiber people. I remember once when I was young. But they do dyed-in-the-wool mill-spun yarn. They actually own a mill now, and the process that they use is they dye the comb top and then they spin it on their mill, so it looks really similar to handspun, which is how they started. So I thought, well, if the sweater looks great with handspun because it was designed for that, wouldn't it look great with like bona fide real McCoy handspun, right? So you see my thought process there. So I dyed up some mystery luxury top, some other mystery plant top, and some, what was that? Was it Succulent? No, Rambouillet. It was Rambouillet. And then I got these two singles off of it. The Rambouillet and the mystery plant top I mixed them together because they were separately 2 ounces each. And then the main one was already a mystery sort of planty, yacky, silky thingy. And that was 4 ounces. So I also only got 2 hours of sleep last night, and I am filming this while my husband has my baby. Well, our baby. We share it. We both contributed genetics to it, so this is what happens before the nap. And if I'm a little like, woo, it's because my body's finally starting to crash because it knows nap time is here. And then this is the yarn that came off of that. And as you can obviously see, I have about half a bobbin left. And these are 4-ounce bobbins. So yeah, this filled up a whole bobbin, and then it kind of bloomed into this sort of worsted weight situation. Now, all of that is to say that I have a ton of yarn in green colors, and I will actually insert some footage of that here. So you can see what it looks like together, and you can see hopefully where I was going with the succulent situation. that's my thought, that the purple will be the main color and then the greens will be throughout. I don't actually know how much yardage I need. I'm actually spinning my first 2 sweater spins at the same time simultaneously, so I haven't learned the entire sweater's worth of lessons for either of them, and that's probably really reckless, but the Shifty sweater came out and it's so pretty. And I have all of these little bits and pieces from random stuff. Like this one's from the Monet Effect, well, this is Bat, but in my book Roving. And then this one is from Classy Squid that somebody sent me just for funsies. And this is something I did for Christmas. And then this one was part of my Hanukkah spin along. And this was from Roving Monet Effect as well. And this was from my spin along from Classy Squid that I did in the summer. And this one is from the hand-spun Yarn-a-Texture book experiment that I did. So all kinds of cool ones, right? And I wanted to use them up, but they're all little scrappy bits. So, yeah. I don't know if I'll have enough yarn is kind of the fancy way of saying this, but I did write down the exact dye technique and formula that I used for this purple. So if I run out of main body purple, I know that I can just use some fluffy wool and some planty wool and maybe some silk, and then voila! Anyway, I will let you watch the dye in the spin, and then I will meet you back on the other side. Alright, so here we are at the dye pots. You guys know this is my favorite dye moment. I always film it after the dye has been sprinkled on top of the fiber. I'm using citric acid as per my results of the citric acid versus vinegar kettle dyed versus hand painted video that I did a couple of weeks ago. I've left that links in the description if you're interested, if you haven't already seen it. And I pretty much came to the conclusion, spoiler alert, that I like kettle dyed with citric acid. So that's what I'm doing. I have links to the names of the colors that I used down below as well, and it turned out so good. And yes, I dry it over my bathroom. Oh god, because I'm not a professional dyer. I love dyeing, but I don't want to be a professional dyer. Also, this footage here where I'm carding is from before Christmas, so before the Hanukkah spin along, and therefore my technique has improved and changed pretty dramatically since the Hanukkah spin along. You guys know now I'm thinking about picking up some hand combs, and I'm still kind of there. I think I'm going to finish the spin that I have going on, and if I like it and want to continue in that vein, I'll probably pick up some combs. So, and obviously I will keep you updated on that situation as I go. I'd like to do a review of several different kinds of combs, so that'd be cool. However, on this particular drum carding, this is a Corriedale fleece that I dyed in the wool, and I'm mixing it with some kind of planty, silky thing, which is sort of the theme of this spin. Purple, planty, silky situation. But you can see the actual technique I'm using is a bit different than what I've been using recently, and let me explain that evolution to you now. So initially I started doing locks underneath the liquor drum exclusively, which is what I'm doing in this clip. Decided that was an abomination, and then switched to hand painting the locks exclusively to the top of the drum, and stuck with that for a really long time. And it continues to be one of my favorite methods for almost every kind of lock. But I also have a modified version I was doing with the Swedish fleece, whose name that I really need to learn how to say without butchering. And that inspired by Snurb Yarn, who I will link to her Instagram. She just did a really intense, in-depth, my husband's yelling at his video game downstairs. He died. He plays with my brothers on this group server, and listening to them is really funny. But anyhow, so she did a really in-depth fleece to yarn study on her Instagram, and I learned a crap ton. You too should check this out. Anyway, all of that to say is I now use the top of the drum as a bit of a flicker and flick the top and the bottom of the locks, the tip and the butt, and then put it underneath the liquor drum. And then I'm finding that I don't have to do it again. And look how I used my knitting needle as a thing to get my bat off. Don't recommend, but I totally did that thing. You can see that's Bean's purple hat. I completed that like a long time ago. That gives you a good idea how old this video is. But yeah, so that's my current carding method, is to do the flicking on both sides and then stick it underneath the liquor drum to put it on the drum that way. So kind of a hybrid of both. So yeah. Let me know which one you prefer and if you've played with different styles. I, of course, think that the cards and the combs might be a little bit more suitable for fleece processing than the drum carder, but I also am pretty newbie at fleece processing, so don't take my word as the gospel here. Please, never take my word as the gospel. That is so not my message here. You're the boss of your own fiber practice. Read my book. That's my concept. Do that thing. Don't let anybody boss you around. But anyway, so this is the top that I dyed, and I dyed it while I was sick. I ended up vomiting several times, and I hadn't vomited since before I was pregnant with Bean. So like 2014 was the last time I vomited. And you can see her little feetsies there. She's eating her lunch. And my little feetsies there. I'm spinning. But I dyed it while I was getting sick, and I totally felted the crap out of this. And it's a luxury blend. I ended up finding the card. There's some yak in there, and it's ultra fine merino. It's so beautiful, and I heard it, and I was really upset through the whole spin. You can see how it is not cooperating nicely with me because I disrespected it. But it's still really beautiful, and it's super soft on the bobbin. Like, I am touching the bobbin now, and it is really, really nice. I just did my regular default spin throughout this, both of them. I applied this that you're looking at now with that Corriedale and the planty stuff that I spun together. So I just layered it in my lap, and I carded a bat out of it. Yeah, I carded a bat out of it. Did I have footage of that? Ooh. If you're watching now, and there's footage back at the beginning about the carding, it means that I stopped here and went and edited it back in, but I'm too lazy to go and change the voiceover. I hope that happens. If that didn't happen, I don't have footage. I carded it together, the roving and the planty roving. Technically, they're both comb top. Anyway, you get my flow. I got all flustered because I think I forgot some footage. Darn. But all of that to say, I used my basic method and didn't spin it in a particularly interesting way. The only interesting part is I felted it, this roving, and then also I let Beanie hold one of the bats, and it got really lumpy bumpy. So there's a bit of texture in one portion. But yeah, and then those bats that I carded before Christmas, I just popped them in sort of self-striping style in with the other bat, because I didn't want muddier colors, and you can't tell the difference at all. I was a little annoyed with how the plant fiber and the comb top, I think it was a Rambouillet, didn't really mix together super well, but I didn't want to card it through a second pass because then the colors would mute and mix, so I didn't really want that either. So on my secondary ply, there's quite a bit of just planty fiber all in one go, and you can kind of see that as I'm spinning. But when you
apply it together with the other yarn, it's really mellow and it doesn't look like there's major pops of add-ins. I hate that when there's like add-ins now. And then it's just self-striping with add-ins instead of being blended. That drives me nuts. Also, look how my close-ups of the orifice are all of the plying stage, even when I'm not actually at the plying stage in the video. That's funny. I forgot to get close-ups of the orifice during the single stage, but I'm trying to really improve my different camera angles, and I think it's going well. Tell me what you think in the comments. But yeah, there's a couple little quirks in there where I'm like, I didn't plan that ahead in my shot list. Anyhow, so the plying of this is really simple. 2-ply, I'm just using the Spinolution Lacy Kate, which is, oh my gosh, fantastic. Though there are the little plastic pieces on the other end of the bobbins, so there's the magnet end and then the plastic piece end. Put the plastic piece end against the wheel and the magnet end facing out, and they slide way better on the Lazy Kate sticks. So that's your little pro tip there. So I'm going to turn on the music and let you guys enjoy the rest of this spin, and then I will meet you at the intro.
Okay, so the last thing I wanted to update you on is I have finished my fiber share package that obviously needs a bigger bag. And I have made progress on a super secret special project that might involve merch and fabric, and I keep hinting about it on my Instagram, and I'm really excited to share the first real prototype, not in like waste fabric, but like the first 100%, this is the hardware, this is the fabric, mock-up is underway right now, so soon I'm going to be able to share that with you, and yeah, I'm really excited. I think that it will be a really cool addition to not only my business but also our community. It's really designed to be really hackable and customizable and super in line with my business, which is you control the colorway, break those rules, you're the boss of your creative practice, all that stuff. It's really in line with that. So I felt like there was a need for something really customizable and modular for this thing, and I hope that I am going to be able to fill it. But the beauty of a customizable thing is, as long as the building blocks are, you know, they fit together properly, then the hive mind of the fluffy community is going to make it be awesome and amazing no matter what. I mean, that's just how it works. You should see sewing pattern people. They totally embody this idea. You know, here's a basic outfit pattern, and then, you know, 1,000 customizations and hacks and tweaks later, you have something that's so versatile and so classic. And I really aim to do that with hand spinning, and I'm aiming to do that with this next sort of venture. So that's your little teaser there. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this spin. If you have any thoughts or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you want to stick around for these kind of shenanigans, hit the subscribe button. And also, if you're interested in supporting the show with your finances and your beautiful face loves, check out the Patreon family down below, where you get voiceovers to videos like this, and sometimes the music video if you got the voiceover here on YouTube, but usually the voiceover. Also, you can purchase any of my books. I just sent Card out to be proofed, so that one should be up in physical format soon. You will know. If you're on Instagram, you'll know first though, because I tell Instagram everything first. And also, I am a Spinolution dealer, so I would be honored if you would choose me to be your Spinolution baby mommy. And those are all really awesome ways that you can support this show. And also my family, because, you know, we like to eat. Anyway, I will see you next time. Bye!